Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Resident Alien Season 1, Episode 7, The Green Glow. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, what YouTube does, takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. Also, and if you like what you see there, then hit that subscribe button down below. If you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. No tier saving on the Patreon. Wait until I hit 1,000 subscribers. And I'm very, 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 very close. It's just kind of nothing happening at the moment. And I also have links to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page. And for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. Let's get to it. Spoiler alert. I'm going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch the episode and then come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Okay. You've been warned? Yes. All right. So yeah, things move a little, now we know why the kid is in this thing, why Max is in this is because of his particular genetic makeup. He can spot the alien technology as a green glow. And when Harry finds this out, of course, he needs to enlist his help to find the one missing piece that he needs left on his ship, which is, of course, the doomsday device that is going to kill all us humans. Kill all humans, baby. And before that happens, actually, Harry is pretty much depressed. He doesn't have a job. He loses his wife because his wife actually ends up following him. So we find out that car that pulled up at the very end of the last episode was actually his wife following him. She did not drink the tainted coffee, and instead wanted to know why the fuck he was actually knocking her out and then driving out in the middle of nowhere. And she ends up leaving him, of course. And this actually saves his ass too, because I mean, the military is right there. They're getting ready to grab him. And then when the wife shows up, they're like, oh, it's just a lover spat. Fuck it. Yeah. So yeah, really saves his ass on that one. But the best thing about this, yeah, shoot him anyway. Exactly, Apple Crow. I did like that. Shoot him, and he goes, no, belay that order. Oh my god, yeah. She is just really, really insane. Yeah, insane. That's all she is. So we've also taken a break from the Asta J stuff as well, which is good because God, that's old. The sheriff, of course, has a falling out with the deputy because, again, being the asshole that he is, he's still not recognizing her and her contribution to basically, she's the one that's solving the murder. He is not. And she ends up quitting. And I'm trying to figure out who had the better diner scene this week, if it was, Resident Alien, or if it was Superman and Lois, because there was a diner scene, that argument that happened as well in that one. And I have to say it edges out just a little bit more for Resident Alien, mainly because of Deputy Baker pounding the shit out of that little hamburger and then saying, I'm going to take it with me and eat it later because you shouldn't waste food. It's a couple more times. Oh my God. And Harry decides to get stoned. Well, he actually is trying to get high or whatever it is. He's basically hitting rock bottom. And Darcy, recommends getting stoned. So of course they're at the bowling alley and they pull out the bowling pin bong. Try and say that. It just does not roll off the tongue. And they get baked beyond belief and go and get sushi. Because, I've never had sushi while high. I mean, allegedly. Yeah, I don't know how that would be. But He ends up talking to an octopus. Originally, at the very beginning of the episode, we also saw um, Harry discussing. Well, we see Earth in its early stages and how the universe. Harry's voiceover is that the universe is actually very small, but humans don't know this, and the universe has visited them on many occasions. And we see about 550 million years ago, an asteroid, hit Earth, goes into the water, and that's where we get cephalopods or squid, octopus, things like that. It's already been proven that cephalopod DNA is the weirdest shit on Earth. It is unlike any other DNA that we have, so obviously it's alien. That's the closest that we have to aliens. So there's an octopus in one of the tanks, and Harry ends up talking with it, and it turns out that they're cousins, is what they're saying, and Harry gets a little pep talk from that octopus, and if that octopus's voice sounds a little bit familiar, that's Nathan Fillion, by the way. Yeah, that's our Nathan Fillion cameo, which I thought was pretty fucking funny. I couldn't place the voice until later on, and I'm like, oh, that's why. So you have your Firefly reunion right there. It was pretty damn funny. And I did love Darcy's comment while they're at the sushi restaurant was, uh, when you hit rock bottom, that's where the freedom is. That was my favorite line of the episode. Yep. It's not until you hit rock bottom, that's where the freedom lives. And yeah, Darcy is so fucked up. Really, 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 really fucked up. Not as bad as Judy, but Judy has a little more memory loss from all of the spray that she's been using on those bowling shoes. So, yeah. And Asta finally turns in her ex-husband to the sheriff's office and says, "Hey, he was the one that swiped the pharmacy pads, the prescription pads." And of course, this leads them to that he sold the prescription pads to the janitor at the high school, who is the actual pharmacist, if you will. And a chase ensues. And of course, Deputy Baker is the one that actually ends up capturing him fairly nonchalantly. Yeah. So, but ends up quitting, of course, on the meantime. And finally, like I said, Max is able to see the green glow, and he sees where. Well, before we get to that, actually, Max tells Harry, "You need to tell my parents that I'm okay and I don't need to go to this fucking school in Georgia," which he does. And Max's mom, of course, is very upset about this. And I'm pretty much thinking that she's going to do a malpractice lawsuit at some point. Just the way everything's going, I think there is going to be a malpractice lawsuit that comes out of this. And that's going to be more headaches for Harry down the line here. We didn't have as much interaction with Dr. Stone, which I'm okay with. He's kind of bland, and we're seeing that he's kind of bland. That's what he's supposed to be there for, is to be kind of bland. When Max actually sees the green glow on the mountain, and Harry goes up on the glacier, I should say, Harry goes up to the glacier and finds it. But of course, Darcy and Asta go after him because he's not supposed to be up in the glacier. They think he's suicidal. And of course, the glacier cracks and they fall into a crevasse. Crevasse, yes, that's how it's pronounced. And that's how we leave off the episode. He should have been named Dr. Mayo. Thanks, Applecrow. He'll be here all week. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad episode. It moved along the story a bit more because we only have 3 more episodes left. 3 episodes left in this. This is episode 7. We have 10 episodes. And of course, we got the Nathan Fillion cameo. The ship also came to life when Harry grabbed the ball, I guess you could say. Harry finally got the ball there. And of course, the government agents there, I'm blanking on his name all of a sudden. David Logan. He says, he basically is saying that these aliens have been back before. They've been here, and they are the ones that have decimated like large chunks of human civilization when human civilizations like disappear overnight. It's these aliens. They come in and they basically kill people. And ancient people have actually made designs of their ships and stuff like that. Going back to the whole ancient travelers and all that stuff. So the ancient astronauts, they actually bring that up as well, which I thought was kind of funny. And yeah, so um, David finally gets the notion that I think he's here to kill us. And now everyone's worried, especially since the ship is on too. So yeah, it's fun. I mean, this whole thing with this is mainly an Alan Tudyk vehicle. It really is, and showcasing his talents. The whole thing with him also talking to his dead self, and while he's stoned out on drugs, on prescription drugs, and talking with his dead, like the guy who he killed, and almost getting stabbed by him in the dream. And of course, nope, you're still dreaming. That's some comedy gold right there. But yeah, I don't know. I need a little something more. I need a little. I just need a little bit more to kind of get me over the hump there on this show. I mean, it's good, but it's not great. And this is the kind of thing that will kill something on SyFy. Is it not being a great show? Even if it's a great show, it'll get killed on SyFy. I mean, yeah, we had quite a few shows that for that, like The Expanse, for example. Yeah. So being a great show doesn't even mean that's gonna survive. But I'm looking forward to next week. So what did I want? Well, Apple Crow's here. I know there's 3 other people here besides Apple Crow because I see you in the lobby. I'm watching. No one's talking, but I'm watching. So Apple Crow says it's B plus, could be an A, but SyFy will do everything to make it. Yeah, it's NBC, man. NBC Universal. I hate to say it, just sucks. They really do. They've been trying to push that Debris show, and I can't get into it. I saw the episode was on there, and they're basically saying that there's a ship that is in an alien ship is in orbit, and it's been there for a couple of years, and now the debris is starting to rain down on Earth. And I'm like, oh great. So you took basically the MCU Battle of New York, and you're like, okay, you're kind of extrapolating from that. Right. Way to be cheesy about it. And you did it in the most cost-effective way, so you don't really have to do any special effects or anything like that. Got it. All right. That's NBC. NBC and SyFy just do not mix together. They really don't. Science fiction, I should say. NBC and science fiction. Because NBC owns SyFy. Yeah, there we go. Sounds about right. And it's sad because I mean, I like Dark Horse property. So again, Resident Alien is a Dark Horse comic. It's a Dark Horse property. It's one of those gems of a comic that, I mean, it's short little groups of 4 comics. They actually have volumes of this, and I want to say they're on volume 6 right now. They come out every like couple of years or so. And I remember reading the first 2 of them, really, really liking it, and then I don't remember what happened to it after that. So, but I digress. So yeah, always looking for more Alan Tudyk vehicles. I forgot there was also a commercial for I was watching CW, like I said earlier too, and they're going to do Suburgatory on the CW or the CW Seed. I can't remember which one it is. Jane Levy, great series if you haven't seen it. And I forgot that Alan Tudyk was the asshole neighbor, and was perfect in that one, just absolutely perfect, as he is in everything. And I want to rewatch some of those episodes just because Suburgatory was just really damn funny. It really was. Carly Chaikin's also in it, who is, of course, on Mr. Robot. Yeah. And it's a different character, completely different character than Darlene that she was playing on Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot. So I saw her first on Suburgatory, and I'm like, and then afterwards I saw her on Mr. Robot. And I'm like, holy fuck, that's that. Yeah, it completely different character. Yeah, I highly recommend it if you get a chance to watch it. So, what else do I have going on with this week? Let's see. Tomorrow I'm off because there's nothing on Disney Plus or anything like that. So I'm going to take that day off. Saturday is going to be Saturday morning blast off where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. Sunday and Monday I'll be off. Tuesday will be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? I don't know what I'm doing as of yet. There's a couple of irons in the fire at the moment, and we'll see what I come up with. Wednesday I'll be off. Thursday will be another episode of Resident Alien. That's right. We come back to Resident Alien on Thursday. Excuse me. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave you guys at that point. So thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, if you can, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when we'll be on live again next, hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. Also, all the links to my social media are up there, and all the links to my pages, my YouTube page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you, everybody. Remember, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may get really, really baked and end up talking to an octopus, which is okay because it might be your cousin. You never know. And you know what they always say? Got some good news and I got some bad news. Bad news is I've crash landed on this planet. The good news is my friends didn't order the octopus. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you again on Saturday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, and wear those masks and get those vaccines. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Saturday. Have a good night.